Old Hilltop 2025. It's the Preakness Stakes from Baltimore, Maryland. The Preakness Stakes, the middle jewel in the Triple Crown. Of course, the Kentucky Derby winner. Sovereignty is not entered, but we did get a field of 9. Let's take a look at this field, starting off with the Bob Baffert trained, goal-oriented. He's 2 for 2, a win on Kentucky Derby Day at Churchill Downs in the slot. Journalism, the 8-5 morning line favorite. Of course, he ran second in the Kentucky Derby. American Promise, 16th in the Kentucky Derby, trained by D. Wayne Lukas. D. Wayne Lukas looking for his second straight Preakness Stakes and 8th overall. Heart of Honor, second in the UAE Derby. Safi Osborne rides for her father, trainer Jamie Osborne. Out of post position number 5 is Pay Billy, a 2-time stakes winner at Laurel. We've got River Thames, third in the Bluegrass Stakes and 2 wins at Gulfstream Park. Sandman, 7th in the Kentucky Derby. Clever Again, a back-to-back winner at Oaklawn Park, ridden by Jose Ortiz for trainer Steve Asmussen. And rounding out the field, Gosger, the Lexington Stakes winner. He gets Luis Saez here to ride in the Preakness Stakes. So a field of 9. The morning line favorite is Journalism at 8-5, 9-2 on River Thames, 4-1 on Sandman, and 5-1 on Clever Again. Let's take a look at the race replays, find out how they got here. Led by the Arkansas Derby winner, Sandman, who finished 7th in the Kentucky Derby. He's the big gray. He got a fast pace in the Arkansas Derby. He's got 3 lifetime wins. He won at Saratoga as a 2-year-old. Sandman closing down the lane in the Arkansas Derby. Drifted out a little bit late, but Sandman enters here in the Preakness Stakes with a new jockey in John Velasquez. Goal-oriented. He's had a couple of races. Let's go to his maiden race. He came a little bit off the pace. Here's a move from 5th place to 1st. He made a bold move towards the leaders. That was in his debut race. Then goal-oriented shipped from Santa Anita to Churchill Downs. In start number 2, he was favored on Derby Day. Here he is making a move in the slop, pretty much going wire to wire on Derby Day in an allowance race. Now, I don't think he needs the lead. He did draw the rail. That may force him to be more prominent early, more like in his second race than in his first race when he came just a little bit off the pace for goal-oriented. Another runner that'll be favored in the race is 8-5 Journalism. Let's go back to the San Felipe. Big race this day. He ran down Barnes. This was part of a nice win streak for Journalism. It was his 3rd straight win. Of course, he's by Curlin. He was the betting favorite in the Kentucky Derby. After the San Felipe, Journalism came back in the Santa Anita Derby, picked up another victory, and defeated Baeza, who came back to run 3rd in the Kentucky Derby. Journalism was 2nd. Journalism outfinished by Sovereignty down the lane in the Kentucky Derby. Wheels right back here in the Preakness. Now, Gosger with back-to-back wins. Let's go back to his maiden win at Gulfstream. This was an impressive win at Gulfstream Park, a nice Beyer speed figure, and he came back out of that race, worked steadily towards the Lexington Stakes, went into the Lexington Stakes, and Gosger picked up another win. Got a nice pedigree, seems to be slowly developing, and he paired up a couple of numbers on the Brisnet scale. So I think Gosger could be ready to move forward, looking for his 3rd straight win. He picks up a new jockey in Luis Saez. Now, Clever Again, going to get some support. He won the Hot Springs Stakes by 4 lengths at Oaklawn Park. He's won both his races as a 3-year-old. He's trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden by Jose Ortiz, and Clever Again drawing off in that Hot Springs Stakes in his 2nd start of 2025, both of those at Oaklawn Park. Now, a local runner, Pay Billy, 20-1 in the morning line, back-to-back stakes wins at Laurel Park. He's got stakes experience. Now he's got to go up to that grade 1 level. Trainer Michael Gorham, his first Preakness starter, first Triple Crown starter, and Pay Billy seems to be a horse that wants to be on the lead or near the lead. He drew a good post position here in the Preakness Stakes. Now, Heart of Honor ships in from the UAE Derby. Jamie Osborne, the trainer, he was 2nd to Admire Daytona in the Grade 2 UAE Derby. Before that, he's ran 6 times total. He's got a couple of wins, 4 seconds, always consistent, and he's got experience in 2025, had a nice base of races as a 2-year-old, and the plan is to run here in the Preakness and then move on to the Belmont Stakes. I think he's definitely a horse. He's by Honor AP, who is by Honor Code, a horse that should be able to get the distance. I think he'll be running late down the lane. Heart of Honor, definitely a trifecta and superfecta type of horse. He just got out of quarantine. Now, River Thames, 9-2 on the morning line. Let's go back to a maiden race at Gulfstream Park. Debuted with a sharp score at Gulfstream Park. Came back and won an allowance race. He showed speed both of those races, but in the Bluegrass, he came a little bit off the pace, and he's got stakes experience. He ran in the Fountain of Youth. He ran in the Bluegrass Stakes. Irad Ortiz stays aboard. Todd Pletcher looks for his first Preakness Stakes win with River Thames, who passed on the Kentucky Derby. He did have enough points if he wanted to go into that race. River Thames sharp here for the Preakness Stakes. Now, American Promise. Nick Juarez rides. Let's go back to Oaklawn Park. There is a chance of rain on Saturday at Preakness, or an afternoon shower. American Promise won in the mud. That was at Oaklawn Park in a maiden race. He defeated Publisher, who ended up running in the Kentucky Derby. American Promise made a bold move early in the Preakness Stakes. He was kind of bothered at the start of that race. American Promise looks to give D. Wayne Lucas his 8th Preakness win in his career. Now, the jockeys in this race, there's a couple of changes. River Thames sticks with Irad Ortiz. Gosger gets Luis Saez. Sandman goes to Johnny Velasquez, and then goal-oriented with Flavian Prat. Those are some of the prominent jockeys here in the Preakness Stakes. Last year we had a big gray in Seize the Gray. This year we get another gray with Sandman. Of course, he ran in the Kentucky Derby, comes back here looking for a fast track in the Preakness Stakes. Now, early on in this race, I think the front runners could potentially be Clever Again, American Promise, and also Goal Oriented. Now, the closers, if you're looking for more for a closer's race flow, that could be Journalism. It could be Gosger. Sandman, I don't think needs to be a deep closer, but he is capable of coming off the pace if we get a fast pace. Now, in the Kentucky Derby, we had a fast pace. Last year, we had a little bit slower pace in the Preakness Stakes in the slot. I think Goal Oriented could be pushed along early, along with American Promise here in the Preakness Stakes. Now, my top selection for the Preakness Stakes, I want to go with a little bit of a price. You know, we're in the middle of a pattern here. We've seen favorites defeated the last 6 years in the Preakness Stakes. So I'm going to go with an up-and-comer, 2 straight wins. Clever Again. I like the morning line price of 5-1. He came off the layoff, had 1 race as a 2-year-old. Steve Asmussen trains. He's done well in the Preakness. And I think Clever Again doesn't need the lead, but I think he'll be forwardly placed in this race. Now, Exacta's Clever Again. I'm going to take him on top of Sandman, Gosger, River Thames, and Journalism, as I think the race flow could favor Clever Again to be near that pace. Now, if you're looking for an Exacta or trifecta long shot, or maybe a daily double type horse, you might want to consider River Thames. I thought his Bluegrass was good. He's got a couple of extra weeks to prepare for this race. Todd Pletcher trains, and he had some fast speed figures at Gulfstream Park. The Preakness Stakes 150. The morning line favorite is Journalism. We've got strong support going to be for Clever Again, River Thames, and goal-oriented 6-1 for trainer Bob Baffert. Again, the speed figure progression show will come out on Wednesday. The Preakness Stakes on Saturday. My top selection is Clever Again. The morning line favorite is Journalism. Who do you like in the 2025 Preakness? Leave a comment, share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Of course, we're going to lead you all the way through the Belmont Stakes. And remember, D. Wayne Lucas always says, people have opinions, horses have the facts.